I'm squeezed into my little hallway here because this is where the main electrics are for the house. So above my head, above the door here, we've got the consumer unit and the electricity meter. This video, we're going to be talking about how we got onto the tariff we wanted with Octopus, even though they told us we couldn't have a smart meter, and what we've done with the electrics generally. When we arrived in the house, the electrics were, let's just say, a little bit archaic. So above here, we had two electricity meters, the old-fashioned ones with the wheels that go round. There was all sorts of different fuse boxes and circuit breakers and things that had been added onto over time. All very old, the type of fuse boxes that have actual fuse wire in them. And also there's the Venner time switch, which is quite a collector's item apparently. And this controlled the off-peak. We were on economy 10, which meant we had overnight cheaper electricity, and then we had a few extra hours during the day. And we were with Shell Energy when we moved in at the end of 2022. So obviously this sort of thing is not something we wanted to keep. And having the EV, we wanted to be with Octopus specifically. You'll know why, because you'll have seen all the videos about Octopus tariffs. And of course, we wanted to have a smart meter. Can't do anything without a smart meter with Octopus, and it's really important that we got a smart meter. So initially, Stephen called Octopus and said, we want to change over to you. No, in fact, we did that first. We changed over to Octopus anyway. Before we'd even started, we thought, we know Shell can't do anything for us. We're going to go over to Octopus. It's ironic, really, that since then, Octopus have taken over Shell customers, I believe. Any case, we got over to Octopus, we moved on to Octopus, and we moved on to a similar tariff that we were on with Shell. And then we called up, Stephen called them up and said, we want a smart meter. Can we have a smart meter, please? And the response of the person at the call centre was, what's your postcode? And we told them the postcode, and they said, I'm sorry, there's no coverage in your area for smart meters. You cannot have a smart meter, which was, to say the least, very, very disappointing. The whole point of moving is to go environmentally friendly, get solar diverters and all kinds of stuff, and batteries, and a smart meter is really key to that plan. So we did a little bit of research, and we found out that although they claim they use their own company to do the data collecting over the airwaves, in the north of England they have a dedicated RF system, but in the south of England turns out they use O2, at least they did, but we'll come to that later. So they use O2, so we got an O2 SIM in a phone, we walked around and we sort of worked out whether there was like a sniff of signal that we could use for the smart meter. And we found that certainly down by the garage there's quite a big signal. Up near the house outside there was a reasonable signal. In here, not so much. Okay, so we thought, okay, well, there's going to be a way round this. We need to talk to someone who knows a bit more about things. So Octopus, I have to say, brilliant. With very little difficulty, Stephen managed to talk to someone, an engineer, and we said, look, we need a smart meter. We're prepared to take the risk, but we think that we can, with some kind of what do you call it? So some kind of signal booster or something like that, or an extra aerial outside, we probably can get enough of a sniff of O2 to use the smart meter. So any case, long story short, they said, yes, we'll put the smart meter in. If we've got no signal, it'll just act as a regular meter. If we can get the signal working, act as a smart meter. And we made sure that the meter here, which you can see is installed now, so we've got it, has got the extra module, which has got an external aerial feed. So they don't all have that, but we were like keen to make sure that we had that external aerial feed so we could maybe put an aerial outside. So the man came in, we actually managed to get the meter person to come in and put in the new meter on the same day that the electrician was here putting in the new consumer unit. So that worked out really well. I have to say, the person that did the meter didn't take quite as much care about the look of it than our electrician did, unfortunately. So this is all a bit ugly, and we're going to probably box this in or something, any case. But let's just look at what we've got. Obviously we've got the incoming 100 amp fuse, which is the same as before. This comes from an overhead cable. Then we've got our new meter, which we have is an Octopus meter. And that gives us our ability to choose what tariff we want with Octopus. Then there's the main breaker and the new consumer unit, which we had put in, which has got a load of nice circuit breakers and lots of spare capacity as well. So that's brilliant. Really nice job they did. I have to say, the electricians, Joe was really good. Now you'll notice there's a couple of CT clamps on here. One of them is the CT clamp for the My Energy Zappy, which is down by the garage, or fixed to the outside of the garage for the EV. So that gives the Zappy knowledge of what power the house is drawing, which is really great for that My Energy app. The other CT clamp, we put this in. That is connected to a little module here, and that goes off into Home Assistant, which enables us, hopefully in the future, to make little adjustments. When we've got solar, when we've got batteries, we can monitor what's incoming, and we can use Home Assistant to do its business. It's really not my domain, that. Stephen sorts all that out. So that's what we've got there. Yeah, nice job. The rest of the electrics we haven't actually touched because it was not too bad, and the electrician tested everything and it was all perfectly okay. So we didn't have to have the house rewired, thank goodness. But what we did do is we had to have a new cable from the house to the garage. Now the garage is about 35 to 40 meters away from the house, and the Zappy for the car charging is on the outside of the garage. So they had, basically there was a cable under the ground to the garage, but it really wasn't powerful enough. So they said that they would need like a 16mm cross-sectional cable, which would give enough power for the Zappy. Then we chatted to the electrician while he was here, and we talked about our plans to put batteries in the garage and have solar panels and all that kind of stuff, and that we might end up having a lot more power going backwards and forwards to the garage. So we agreed to pay a little bit more, upgrade that cable to 25mm. Okay, so it's a 120 amp cable, I believe. They dug a trench down the garden. They had a digger in, they dug a trench, they put a conduit in so that if we need to pull any more cables through, we can. And indeed we have done, since we pulled a network cable through to have Wi-Fi in the garage. Not quite sure why we need that, but we got it. That's that. Also, they put in another Ethernet cable to connect the CT clamp into the Zappy, so that's all wired in. So let's go back to the plans, the tariffs with Octopus, and what we decided to go for. So having got the meter in, you'll see there's a internal aerial here. This is the aerial by the door frame. And what we've done is we've found straight away that there is enough signal on O2, and the meter is quite happy. So we got the smart meter working, and Octopus are happy and we're happy, and we didn't need to put this outside. Okay, but we could have done it if we'd have needed to, and we could have probably found a way of some kind of booster from somewhere else. Just on the side of this, we should say that there were some reports recently that the company that delivers the data for the National Grid for smart meters is changing from O2 to Vodafone. That's going to be interesting. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if they will be completely going over to a different signal or whether they're just managing what they're doing at the moment, but we'll find out. Hopefully we've got Vodafone signal anyway down, because that's what the Kia uses. The EV uses Vodafone to connect to their servers, and that seems to work okay, so we know there is signal in the area. So any case, going back to the tariffs and what we decided to get, knowing that this aerial works, we decided initially that we're going to go onto Intelligent Octopus. That's what we're on now. Intelligent Octopus is only for people who have EVs. We've got the Kia Niro, which is amazing, and we wanted to be on the Intelligent Octopus tariff. Now, in order to give you that tariff, you have to have an EV that is on their list of cars that they can control. So basically, you tell them when you want it to be charged by, and they send signals to the car to say charge, stop charging, and they can control that according to when the grid has more power available. And it works with the Kia, or at least it was just about getting to work with the Kia, but not with the Zappy. So we use that system. Now the Kia, as I said, is connected via Vodafone, and it's not a great signal. So we were finding that we were putting the car onto charge, and it was taking a while before the information got back to the Octopus servers to decide when to, and then they create a little program for you. So it didn't really work brilliantly, but it was okay. And it did mean that we did manage to get onto this Intelligent Octopus tariff, which meant the, I can't remember, the daytime rate is about 30 something p a kilowatt. But the night rate and the rate for charging the car anytime that you're charging the car that they're controlling it is 7.5p. And of course that's hugely advantageous, paying 7.5p a kilowatt instead of like 30p. So that's great because we've got storage heater and we've got the hot water stuff which can all be heated overnight as well. So yeah, so we're on Intelligent Octopus. They have just started doing beta testing with the Zappi from MyEnergy, which means we won't have to have it controlling the car directly, but we can have it controlling the Zappi. And I have to say, literally just within the last couple of weeks, we've got onto the beta program. So we're testing out Octopus controlling the Zappi directly, and then the Zappi will decide when to give energy to the car to charge it up. The only downside at the moment that we've managed to work out is that it doesn't respect the limits on the Zappi of where you want the car to charge to. So if you want it to charge to 80%, basically this overrides that and it just keeps charging until it's full. But what we found is if on the Kia we set it to charge only to 80%, that's fine. It will charge to 80% and then it will stop. But we have to do those two things separately at the moment. Hopefully they'll fix that. We'll be feeding that back to Octopus and MyEnergy as well. So that's it. That's what we've done so far. We've got our consumer unit all new. We've got our, thank goodness, our smart meter there from Octopus, and we're on Intelligent Octopus. All's good. So the next phase is the we're going to look into solar panels and we're going to look into batteries. Currently we're thinking about Give Energy all-in-ones, which look really good and good value for money, and solar panels we're sort of thinking about where they're going to go. We've got enough space in the garden for a small array, so that's what we're hoping to do. So more videos coming up soon. Please, if you're new to this channel, and you probably are because this is only my second video ever on this channel, then please hit the subscribe button. There'll be more stuff coming up. We'll tell you about what we're doing here at Bohemia, and we will be posting a lot more videos, all the DIY stuff, the projects, maybe a few other reviews and things of I've got so many power tools to review, I'll tell you. It's a new world to me. But in any case, we'll do those on separate videos, and we'll show you what we're doing. We're trying to do as much of the stuff here as we can ourselves, but to subscribe, like the video, and please comment below if you're interested in these kinds of things. Please comment below, and I'll try and answer any questions that I can. So yeah, see you for the next one soon. Take care. Bye bye.